to Ignite Podcast. I am seated with Davis Mule, also called DMB, Davis Miraculous, and my wife Sinead. I'm Daniel, and we are all three students at Carnegie University in Zambia, where we're studying to become theologians, basically.
Yes.
What we have is once again our podcast, and we're gonna talk about the five love languages today on episode number 4. We've had a lot of messages. You've had a lot of messages about people wanting us to go in depth with that because we only touched on it slightly last time. So we have something special today, which is we've all taken a thorough test of our love languages on this computer, and we're each gonna try and guess each other's love languages.
Yeah.
And while we're doing that, we're gonna see if we can explain a little bit about them, and so you can get a feel for what it is.
Yes.
All right?
Interesting.
Very interesting.
Very
interesting. Yeah. As you can see, it's a little bit darker in this episode. That's because the light just went out 15 minutes ago. Luckily, we have like a headband light that we have as usual here behind. And we have some candles just to light up the area.
Yeah.
We're not doing it as late as usually. So that is very, very lucky.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Working on our advantage.
Yes, it is.
Very good. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Should we start right away with the quizzes?
Well, we
Yes.
started with.
Or should we try and guess each other's first?
I think that would be good.
Yeah.
Should we start with the single man here, or should we start with
I think we should
the?
start with the.
Okay.
The single. Attack.
Yes. But should we also try and say the percentage, because it also shows percentage-wise.
Oh, not single as in not having a
No,
girlfriend.
that's true. Not
He has
single.
a girlfriend.
He has a girlfriend.
Taken.
Yeah.
Taken.
Taken. Okay.
Yeah.
So we even talked about last time. I remember talking about the gift of giving, or the gift of gift giving.
Yes.
And I think like it could be higher actually than what many think for men. Like a woman, you think, oh yeah, that must be first place every time. But I actually also think it could be higher for men.
Yeah, we should know.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
what was the 5 language? It was gift giving, words of affirmation,
Physical touch.
physical touch,
Quality time.
quality time, and act of service.
Act of service.
So, what do you
Drum
think?
roll.
Okay, what do you think his top one is?
I have not spent a single second thinking about this. This was probably a mistake. So I think you should go first, and I'll just try and think.
I think actually words of affirmation,
Words of affirmation.
and then I think the top 3 is words of affirmation, quality time, and gift giving.
We'll see about that.
I think number one is gift giving, and then quality time,
Yeah.
and words of affirmation
Words of affirmation.
Is third,
is third.
and then what about fourth?
Uh,
I think
Service. Is it service?
I think service, yeah, and then I think,
Acts of service. Yeah.
and then I think maybe something. What was it?
I'm actually gonna do acts of service number 3,
Okay.
and words of affirmation on number 4.
Okay, and then what was the last one? There's words of affirmation, quality time, gift giving, physical touch. We've totally forgotten that.
I think physical touch is number 5.
No, I
see
think
about that.
physical touch is number 3.
Number 3. Then maybe gift giving, maybe even last. Maybe.
Number 6, love.
I also liked in the test how it says how you like to touch in public, non-sexual. Yeah,
Yeah.
non-sexual.
Holding hands. And
Yeah.
all that. It was very interesting. Taking
Yeah,
that.
it was very
Very
interesting.
interesting.
Okay, so what is your final 3? First one.
First one was, do you remember?
What is your line? First, second, and his third.
Yeah.
So we can see who's
I
right.
think it was,
I think he said words of affirmation was number 4.
yeah,
Yes. Quality time was
quality time number, I think it was
Number 2.
number 2, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard to remember all these.
My guess of you, words of affirmation, quality time, physical touch.
Touch.
Just be straightforward. Just
Wait, don't look at mine. I just have to look what the different ones are. Okay, I think you have I think you have quality time. I'm not sure if I'm doing it differently than I first said. Quality time first. Then I think you have
Are you still looking at your page?
receiving gifts and acts of service. Those three.
Those three. Let's say about
Okay. Should we see?
definitely.
Oh, it's the third page open.
Yeah, it's the third page. Okay, it's
Let's
open.
Let's go to that. Let's take.
Okay. Quality time number 1.
Hey! Okay, with 27%.
Quality.
Yeah.
Quality time. And acts of service and words of affirmation.
Okay, so acts of service is 23 and words of affirmation 20 and physical touch 20. So they are actually both runner-ups for the third point.
And receiving gifts the least. Okay.
But I love it.
Yeah.
Still love gifts.
Yeah.
You love gifts.
I think it was such a
So
good
the first one was
quality time.
quality time.
You love quality time.
Yeah.
Of course. Quality time.
Yeah.
Words of affirmation.
Or acts of service first.
What's in the first one?
Acts
of service.
Quality time, acts of service, and words of affirmation.
Doesn't that show some kind of rulership?
But it's actually funny how it looks like they're almost all equal. It actually looks like they're all equal.
The first 4 is very equal.
What if it's stereotypical, because of the stereotypical understanding that receiving gift is selfish? That's why maybe many score low on that one. I mean, it could look as if a selfish act, or please give me something, like, or materialistic.
Exactly.
So maybe it could even be a stereotypical that it is actually faulty, this test.
But don't you think that it's also the same where you can say something exterior is affecting the interior of your decision? For example, men, they love to give. We're almost accustomed to give.
Yes.
And it's, even though we're not accustomed to give, I think it's in our nature to serve.
Yeah.
So that's almost like we love giving.
Yeah.
And that's also maybe why we don't like getting anything.
Yeah.
Because we're used to the opposite.
True.
Because I think men have always been raised to always give out.
Yeah.
Always give out.
Yeah.
And then ladies are always receiving. So probably that can affect. But we definitely love to receive gifts.
Yeah, I do love gifts.
Same here.
But not things that are expensive. I love personal gifts.
But do you think it should be part of disciplining your children actually to teach both the women and the men to give out of themselves? Because we just read about, we had an assignment here about marriage and home, and how I all of a sudden read this, that you should look at marriage like giving yourself over as a gift to your partner. And that's for both sexes equally. It's not just for the one. And maybe the women actually lack knowledge in this, of how to give out of themselves and saying, I'm here to help you, I'm a gift to you, I'm here to make you feel good. Do you think that is lacking in when you train up children?
I think maybe, yeah.
It could be.
I feel there's need for sensitization. I think we need to sensitize. The ladies need to be sensitized on that.
Yeah.
Because I think it's one of the things that ladies are lacking. I know they are very well in terms of organizing the house and the kitchen, food and all that. But I think it's very important for them to appreciate. To appreciate their partners.
Yeah.
It's going to it will definitely carry a lot of meaning, and it will cause a lot of impact on the man's side.
Well, I think something that also almost you could see from a lot of different sides. I think the subject about the things in the world could have affected us, how it could have affected us. I think many women, they give. They're much more good at giving us gifts in the form of emotional support. Like emotional support, just being there. So I think you can go on forever thinking about how it could be affected.
Yeah.
I think still to every person, I think these results are very, very should be very true.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But also, when I look at your result, they look quite similar to my own from the test. which is actually quite interesting.
You get me killed.
Yeah.
You get me killed.
But like it looks very similar, so maybe even the understanding of what love one should receive is actually quite equal to many people, or to all people, maybe even. That nobody really bongs out on gift giving, gets 90% and then the rest is just in zero. I think actually people in general love to be loved differently each day.
Yes.
Like it also depends on the situation. It is a lot about difference. That it's not the same love every day.
No.
If you only get love that one type, like for example, it could be a love sign or a love language that your wife cleans the house. But if that's not always what she is, okay, that's maybe a bad example, but I think it's the whole, if you can call it the colorful love, instead of just the same color you use to paint that love. I think that's important.
Yeah.
Should we try and guess yours?
Okay. I've gotten a little hint.
All right. Should I go first?
You-
Since I'm the husband.
You probably know it.
Yeah, I should I hope so.
I think
It's a
you've
long
forgotten
time
my
since
own.
we've.
So we're
Yeah.
going to, it's good if you don't get it right. If
We're just
you
ending
don't-
the episode.
Yeah.
Thank you for today, guys.
We failed in marriage.
I
We
should
failed.
just get the music going now.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
intro is gonna come. Now I have to go with that.
Go first. Let's see.
All right. I think I'll start in the opposite end.
Okay.
The things you least want. I know you do, even though you said you're very similar, I would have chosen receiving gifts as the last one. Or the second last one. I'm gonna go with second last one. And acts of service is last. So acts of service last, and then and receiving gifts second last. And then on the first three, I'm gonna do words of affirmation first. Quality time first. Quality time first. Words of affirmation second, and physical touch third. And they're gonna be pretty similar. Should we look?
No, what you said.
Quality time. Words of affirmation. Acts of service. I hope I'm not using the prophetic. I hope I'm not using the prophetic. Physical touch. But actually, physical touch should be number 3. Yes.
Okay, so that's when you're unsure.
Yeah, I'm not sure on this. Then gifts.
Okay.
Yeah, so let's check it.
Okay, let's check it out.
Right.
So you got words of affirmation,
Got it right? The
Physical.
prophetic is working there.
physical touch number 2.
Physical touch. What did I say about physical touch? It is number 2, right?
You said number
3.
3.
But the thing is with mine, words of affirmation has 30% and the next 3 one are equal. The next 3 one have 20% each,
That's
which is physical touch, quality time, and acts of
Let's just
service.
read them out. So words of affirmation first, 30%. Physical touch, 20%. Quality time, 20%. Number 3. Acts of service, 20%. Receiving gifts last. I would have thought that quality time would have been number 1, because that's what you have been going into the most lately.
Oh.
Why are you not spending time with me?
so she's always crying for that.
But maybe it's what I want to hear in the quality time.
So you just want the words of affirmation. You just want me to say, I want to spend time with you. But then
Yes.
you actually don't want to spend time with me.
But you guys are always together.
Yeah.
You're always together. You're always together in the library.
Yeah,
Always together.
we are.
There should be a sixth thing that says not being together.
Oh. No, but
Who wouldn't want to be with them?
yeah, that's exactly it.
Who wouldn't want
But
to?
it doesn't show as if I'm not enjoying myself. The quality time is still 20%.
Yeah, it's true.
I like it. It's just the other weighs out more.
Mm-hmm.
I try to imagine when they came up with the question of like when your loved ones says I appreciate you and I'm proud of you compared to for example doing a hobby together. I imagined a scenario of both, and I just got the tingling or that nice feeling when I remembered back on when you said I'm very proud of you. Then I was like, and then I just knew I had to press that one.
Words of affirmation.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So yeah.
We're moving on to.
Yeah.
So we move on to me.
Yeah. And then I think after, should we then read out, because they're even...
Can this be the standard for the ladies?
No. No, I don't think so. I know that would be dangerous to even put on like...
What you mean?
Yeah, I'm asking this because in the other episode,
Yeah.
should be the second episode,
Yeah.
a lot of ladies were very, very impressed
Okay.
with what you said. They're not feeling
Yeah, attracted and stuff.
attracted by
Yeah.
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 That really touched a lot of people. So I'm thinking this might be
Like word of affirmation could be a top one for ladies.
mhm.
I mean, I think it could.
Then giving
I
number
think
two.
it could.
Or giving number one too.
Yeah. I actually don't think gift giving in the same way outweighs. Now I come with something. I think words of affirmation is a deeper love language than we think. And it's actually because words speak life. And it's almost like when you speak life into a mind and you hear words, it's almost like it brings out good emotions, good thoughts. You remember it as a memory, even though it's not really a memory, it's just words being spoken.
Yes.
So I think words of affirmation have a deeper love, are deeper rooted into people than we think.
I also think now I'm gonna draw my thoughts from my own family. I have 5 sisters. 5 sisters. So and then one mother. So 6 girls in my.
You wanted to have 3 mothers?
I'm a girl, so no. So we also have a female cat. So
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Oh, you have to count.
Yeah, and our neighbors, they're also females. So. So I'm gonna draw my thoughts from there. I think words of affirmation and receiving gifts for all of them,
Receiving gifts.
and
And
words of
words of
affirmation. I think that's gonna be the highest one for all of them.
Wow.
Because I'm almost sure, when I bought, for example, they love food. I love many of my siblings. They love Korean food and Chinese food. So I buy something special for them in like a Chinese store and give it to them, and they're so happy.
Yeah.
And if you say something like nice to them, and you say that they look beautiful, or where did you get that makeup? How long did you spend on that? That's so beautiful. You know that it sticks with them.
Yeah.
So I think words of affirmation and receiving gifts are very common for women.
So does that move in the genes?
I almost think it does. I don't know. I won't say it does, but from my 5 siblings, of course, it could be completely wrong. But that's my thoughts, just as we stand right now.
But it's maybe also like yours was also words of affirmation on one of your top 3.
Yes.
What if, because of the whole thing of between creating life and death with your words, and then at the same time, the very one who creates life and helps you create life in yourself, and say, oh, your business is so good, well done.
Yeah.
The very person doing that with you is the person you love the most. That whole combination, I think, is wonderful. And I think it's God-given.
Yeah, and there's just a drive when it comes from somebody that you love.
Yes.
There's a certain energy that it gives. It's like the person you are with says something negative. It'll definitely drain you because they know you more than anybody else.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, because even if you look at a pastor,
Yeah.
they say if a man can be able to prove or be accepted by his wife, as a man of God, then everyone else is able to accept them. Why? It's because these people are what? They live together. They are so sincere to each other,
Yeah.
more than they are sincere to anyone.
Yeah.
So they know them.
Yeah.
So
But now also a question, words of affirmation when you're only in a relationship, girlfriend and boyfriend, and not when you are married. How can that work?
words of affirmation.
Yeah, and how can gift giving work and physical touch? Now,
Giving outside of marriage.
yeah, but that's an easy one. But it's more like how far should you go in it in bring like expensive? Should it be like really expensive? Should it? Where does the boundary go of how much love you should show your boyfriend and girlfriend? How deep should it be?
To be honest, if it's about it being expensive, I think it's something that goes outside of receiving gifts.
Okay.
It's certainly something you're addicted to. I think
Okay.
if getting a nice soap, getting a nice cream, some nail polish, something that doesn't ruin you, if that's not enough as your gift giving once in a while, I think there's something that you need to talk about
Yeah.
outside of receiving gifts.
Yeah.
Because you cannot ruin your spouse or your girlfriend or boyfriend just because you like receiving gifts.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And what about the other ones? How much physical touch of love should you show your boyfriend and girlfriend?
I don't think the physical touch has to be sexual. I think the fact of holding hands,
Yeah.
maybe even what me and Sinead does, I do like this and she holds like this. So I get physical touch, she does, so like this. And maybe even as we're sitting right here, I could put my hand on her knee, or as we're talking, I could just rub her back, and
Yeah.
I think something like that is enough for someone who likes physical touch.
Yeah.
And not married.
And as they're not married.
Yeah.
What even if that I don't know. I'll speak on my. For me, I know there's this tendency in Zambia where they wouldn't really want if you're not married that you're holding hands and all that.
Yeah.
But for me, I like mine to be mine.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So when we are walking, it's very important
Yes.
that we are holding hands,
Yeah.
and that's physical touch
Yeah,
that we're talking about. It can be holding hands. It can be just you hugging your partner,
Yeah.
which is okay. And I don't think there's anything wrong in you holding hands, because there's how people express their love.
Yeah, exactly.
Some would actually just holding hands means a lot to them.
Yeah.
It shows commitment. It shows that they've chosen you over everyone.
Yeah.
You see, so it's very cardinal for people to do that. Yeah,
I think so too. I think so too. Even if you're, as you say, if it's a Zambian culture or part of that culture to not hold hand. Like in Denmark, it's part of the culture to after 3 days you have sex. While that is not what we believe in, and that's maybe taking physical touch to another level, because then it's not about showing love. It's about you receiving love.
But you're not even doing the acts of service, quality time, or words of affirmation. You're just doing physical touch.
So you're not in on the 5 love languages to serve the other person. You're in it for yourself.
It's basically like a ego.
Yeah.
What do you call that?
Egocentric.
Egocentric.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what about acts of service? I think, to be honest, how far was your acts of service? I'm gonna
look at.
It was quite high.
Acts of service. How much was yours?
It was the second highest, 23%.
23.
Acts of service. So I would say acts of service, because there was a question where it was saying when she's working with you, but I feel even just somebody bringing your glossaries, and I mean shower gel.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Do you think it's right for your partner, boyfriend, girlfriend, to begin to get each other things like the things for your body and all that? Is that okay?
I think it's perfectly normal.
I think it's perfectly normal. Also,
If you're not as long as she's not bringing that shower gel to you in the shower,
Yeah.
it's like no,
Yeah.
she's just bringing. So long as she's
But
not bringing it.
it is the thing of oh, I lost it. But yeah, I agree.
I believe that acts of service is higher in all men.
Yes.
Towards men.
In all.
Yeah, I do believe that.
Oh.
I'm not sure. This is a very Danish thing. I'm gonna say, or I would say Western.
Yeah.
It's not very common in Zambia. It's about alcohol. When I'm working on something, working in the garden, working in the sun, working on something hot, the fact that she comes with a cold beer or a cold glass of soda, that's a huge thing for me. I feel like that's the best thing in the entire world. That she's coming to even that I'm sitting at the computer. She goes out and she makes me a cup of tea or a cup of coffee. Huge for me, and I don't know why. I've just seen that your mother does the same to your father,
Yeah, he does.
and he loves it.
He really, I think that is all. Together with quality time and acts of service, I think those two for men are really high.
Yeah.
I think it's like
But do you think it has something to do with the thing it says in Bible, a wife submits to your husbands? Is submission the same as acts of service? Submission the same as acts of service?
I don't think so.
Okay. How? I want to know.
Yeah.
Because submission, many have read that scripture. Many have read that scripture and thought, that's totally like losing my own will. I would never, because that's being like a slave to someone. That's their understanding. And a modern woman would, I think, men would understand the scripture like that. And actually neglect the very thing it says before, that the man has to give up his life for the woman. They just push that aside and look at the thing that they are captives, or they are.
I think it states and gives the Bible strikes a balance on both. It says women submit, and it says man love your wife as Christ loves the church.
Yeah.
So when you look at the church
Yeah.
and you look at Christ, how many times has the church wronged Christ? How many times has the church failed to live to the standards of Christ? And then when we look at submission, who is able to submit totally
Yeah.
to that? It's even in the Bible, we should submit to the will of God. But how many have submitted to the will of God totally? It's not everybody that has reached the final perfection of submission.
Yeah.
So it is actually striking a balance as a man. Love her with her faults, with her flaws, and all that.
Yeah.
Woman, submit. Because we're talking about the will of man, because the woman has to now do what? To grasp the will of man, of his husband.
Yeah.
And in her trying that, she's not going to totally manage to grasp the will of man. But even when she's failing to do that, you as man, you are Christ. You have to do it to love her despite that.
Yeah.
And the other things that she wants to do as well, and you have to do that. So there's a strike, and it's a fight that we are always going to face.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Probably that's why they say Shipikisha Club in Zambia.
What?
When you get married, they say welcome to Shipikisha Club.
Oh.
What is that?
What does that
That
mean?
is like, it's not a good word, but it means Shipikisha. It's like, hey, to Alandasha. I'm failing to find the right words in English, but it's like, welcome to trying.
Yeah.
Okay, well, so let me try to do this. It's like you are in this.
Yeah.
This is it. You just have to try by all means
Okay.
to make it work.
Yeah.
So you keep cranking, keep on, you're cranking the thing, even if it requires so much energy for you to go. you keep doing it.
Yeah.
Even when you don't have enough energy and it requires you to have a lot of energy, you just have to keep going.
Yeah.
Shipikisha club.
Yeah.
So that is marriage. That's how they say it in that.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're missing one.
Yeah, we're missing yours. I was just about to say it.
Yeah. You guys have to guess.
Yours.
Okay. Okay, I think acts of service and physical touch are some of the top ones.
I think so too.
But I think
I can't remember mine, but
I think it is quality time, acts of service, physical touch, words of affirmation, receiving gifts. So what was the top one? Quality time, acts of service. Now that you've mentioned that acts of service is higher than you thought in many men, I think it's because his is higher.
okay.
Quality time, acts of service, physical touch, words of affirmation, giving gifts.
Since you talked about everyone in your family
Yes.
being their highest is gift giving, right?
And words of affirmation.
Words of affirmation. And I think it's gonna be opposite with you. Probably number one is quality time. Acts of service,
Yes.
physical touch.
Oh, those are three the same.
Physical touch,
Words of affirmation.
words of affirmation, and words of affirmation.
No.
Words of affirmation should be number one. Should be number one. Words of affirmation, quality time, physical touch,
Acts of service.
acts. What am I missing?
What about you said words of affirmation as
I said
special.
words
of affirmation.
Words of affirmation, quality time, acts of service,
Yeah. Physical touch.
physical touch,
Receiving it.
receiving.
Okay, let's look.
That's
Down.
right.
No way. Oh, okay. Those top three. Physical touch, 29%.
wow.
Quality time, 26.
26.
Acts of service, 23. Receiving gifts as 13. Words of affirmation, 10.
Really?
I don't need a lot of compliments to give away. I know my worth.
I know my worth. Okay.
Okay.
Even I'm surprised by that. I don't remember it being like that.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
But yours in general are actually very high. Like your top three.
Yeah.
Your top three are higher than ours. I don't even think combined. My top three is 30. Yours was 26. His is 29.
Wow.
Then he has 29, 26, 23.
13, 10. It's a very very
Diverse.
rounded.
Yeah, very diverse. Yours is actually the
it,
most.
it actually says this love language, physical touch,
Oh, yeah.
isn't all about the bedroom. A person whose primary love language is physical touch is not surprisingly very touchy. Hug, pats, and back.
On the back.
Pats on the back. Holding hands and thoughtful touches on the arm, shoulder, or face. They can all be ways to show excitement, concern, care, and love.
Physical presence and accessibility are crucial, while neglect or abuse can be unforgivable and destructive. Physical touch fosters a sense of security and belonging. Should we just go through them all, the description?
Yeah.
In the vernacular of quality time, nothing says I love you like full, undivided attention. That is your primary.
Sorry, it says.
That was your
It
primary one.
says, nothing says I love you like full, undivided attention. Being there for this type of person is critical. But really being there with the TV off, fork and knife down, and all chores and tasks on standby makes your significant other feel truly special and loved. Distraction, postpones, dates, or the failure to listen can be especially hurtful. The love language of quality time also means sharing quality conversation and quality activities.
Ah,
Then we have acts of service.
okay.
It says, can vacuuming the floors really be an expression of love? Absolutely. Anything you do to ease the burden of responsibility weighing on acts of service. Person will speak
Volume.
acts of service. Person will speak volumes. The words he or she wants to hear, let me do that for you. Laziness, broken commitments, and making more work for them tells speakers of this love language that feelings don't matter. Finding ways to serve speaks volumes to the recipients of these acts.
Was that your number 2?
That was my
Number 3.
number 3.
Okay, that was also my number 3.
And the one that is number second least on mine, receiving gifts. Was there any of us that had that high?
No.
No. They are all on the bottom, all of around 10 to 13%.
10%.
Don't mistake this love language for materialism.
That was what we talked about.
The receiver of gifts thrives on the love, thoughtfulness, and effort behind the gift, as I said also. If you speak this love language, the perfect gift or gesture shows that you are known, you're cared for, and you are prized above whatever was sacrificed to bring the gift to you. A missed birthday, anniversary, or a hasty, thoughtless gift would be disastrous. So would the absence of everyday gestures. Gifts are a visual representation of love and are treasured greatly.
I actually personally think that if I took the test again, my gift giving would be higher. Now that I've thought about it. I think so.
Everyone was avoiding.
Yes,
giving
everyone
because
was avoiding.
people were going to think,
Yeah.
she's so selfish.
Maybe even
He's so
Imagine
yeah.
just gift giving 100% and the other ones are just zero.
Zero.
And you're just sitting like, I'm just asking.
It's
make a sign.
It's really challenging when you're answering that.
Yes,
It's really challenging.
I found it very difficult as
And
well.
for me, I was finding the question comes,
Yeah.
then both answers are like,
yes,
what I need.
yes,
I'm like, this is me.
yes,
Both.
yeah,
I wish it had a provision where you're
Yeah.
able to click the two
Yeah.
of them.
yes,
Yeah. Or just have more examples.
Yeah.
Something more in depth.
yes.
Yes.
All right. We're going to do the last one, words of affirmation. And I think we'll have to just try and end it off. Okay. It says, actions don't always speak louder than words. If this is your love language, unsolicited compliments mean the world to you. Hearing the words I love you are important. Hearing the reasons behind that love sends you your spirits skyward. Insults can leave you shattered and are not easily forgotten. Kind, encouraging, and positive words are truly life-giving. Okay.
Now this makes me question: do we give the same love language that we would like to receive? So that is how sometimes conflicts can happen. If you give a love language you yourself want to receive.
That's actually very valid. Very, very valid. Because if you don't understand this, you probably say, "Oh, I love gifts. I'm probably just gonna give her gifts.
Yeah.
'Cause that's what she loves, probably."
Yeah. Or like yours was, what was yours? Physical touch?
Physical touch, yeah.
And
So-
my physical touch is number 3. And I can give you something of words of affirmation, which is your bottom. Actually, it's your bottom. It's the worst, or not the worst love language, but it's the one you don't need. And if I just keep on doing that, and you're like, oh, this is actually what you need. But if I keep on saying blah blah blah, and you just want a hug, that can totally. I think actually they can also split a relationship, maybe.
Don't you think also quality time is a very, very dangerous one? Like I see quality time, 26% on mine.
And
It's almost the same.
It's Davis's top.
So it's almost like, let's say me and you, we haven't seen this before, but I just love quality time. So I'm gonna sit down with you and I'm gonna be like, let's watch a movie, let's make popcorn, let's just have quality time. And that is all I do, because I know that I feel that love and that connection that we're having. But you're not feeling that at all. Maybe you would want words of affirmation. You want me to say that you are beautiful and you're good and I'm proud of you.
While we're watching a movie.
Yeah, but I'm just giving you everything that I want.
Yeah.
So I think it's very, very good that we're doing this. I think people would love this.
And even if somebody has not yet done this test, the other way that you're able to find out that this is what my partner loves is how they treat you. There's a way that a man is going to treat his lady. But when he's doing that, he's actually expecting her to say, probably should do this for me.
Yeah.
It's like when your man takes you out for dates,
Yeah.
surprise him one day. They say, I want to take you out for a date. And you are going to see how happy
Yeah.
they're going to feel. It's like when you are walking, it's for me when I'm moving in the road,
Yeah.
when or moving in town, the streets, and I look at this beautiful dress, I'm like, wow, she would definitely look nice in this. So when I get that, I take it to her, I'm expressing how happy I really want her to look good. You see, so if I want her to look good, she should also look forward to wanting me to look good.
Yeah.
Because what I've noticed especially in Zambia is you find that the wife looks really, really polished.
Yeah.
Looks very beautiful.
Yeah.
And the clothes are very, they're top notch. But the man,
Yeah.
whoa,
Yeah. Comes in his rags.
you find them in this kind of trousers.
Yeah.
There's no soles on the feet.
Yeah.
It's just and
Clipping them.
and you find the women's shoe rack is full of shoes.
Yeah.
And the man 2, 3,
Yeah.
which is not supposed to be like that.
Yeah. No.
I think just the way you would like somebody to treat you, also
Yeah.
do the same for them.
Yeah.
Yes, I think that's the other way that people can find out rather than even if they've not gone through the test. Let's begin to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, begin to do that for whatever you're seeing your partner do it for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another way of because I know it's very hard for somebody to just come and say, "Hey, buy me gifts."
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That kind of.
But can you say that love languages changes? So in some season, his can be physical touch as the highest. Maybe in another season where he's under some specific pressure, he wants words of affirmation, which was his bottom.
Yeah. Receiving gifts was once higher. Words of affirmation was once higher when I didn't have self-confidence. When I didn't have confidence, that's self-confidence. Yeah. We're definitely gonna put this link in the description.
Yeah.
So everyone watching, they can do it themselves. They can make their spouse do it. And you can listen to this podcast and get a feeling for what it all means to each person.
Yeah.
Exactly. And before we even go, I think always, you know what, you make your relationship how it has to be or how it should look like.
Yeah.
Don't look at another person's relationship
No.
and try to imitate that relationship.
No.
Never.
No.
It is you to make your relationship the way it's supposed to be,
Yeah.
the way you want it to be, rather than looking at your role models' relationships.
Yes.
That is just for the TV.
Yeah.
And what you see out there may not be what is inside there.
No.
But whatever you see out is what these people have talked about and they have shared to each other. So communicate.
Yeah.
Communicate with your partner. Tell them this. Just find time to sit down with them.
Yes.
And tell them we are responsible for our relationship.
Yeah.
Nobody else is
No,
responsible for it. It's your happiness.
Yeah.
So you got to do those things.
Yes. That's very, very important.
And just a disclaimer, we are not responsible
Yeah.
for any relationships getting better because of this.
Or worse, or
No, we're not responsible for all the arguments you're gonna have of why you're not following each other's love language and why you're not giving
you
more
can be
physical
inspired,
touch.
and it is it is advice.
Yeah.
Yes.
Don't take this as the absolute truth, as David said. You make your own relationship work
Yes.
Yeah.
with your partner.
Yes. Yes. So we are just here sharing
Yeah.
what we know
Yeah.
and what is working for us.
Yes.
Yes, it may work for whatever is working for us may work for you. And I think it's all about having an open mind.
Yes.
And if you want to make your relationship better, learn from others, but you be the final say in your relationship.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was it for today.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much for listening in. If you made it all the way to the end, just write a comment. We're very proud that you're watching.
Yeah.
And we'd like to give you a shout out one day.
Yeah.
We'll just
Give
say,
you a
"Hey."
shout out. If you comment at the end of the video that you reached the end and you're watching what we're saying right now, we'll give you a shout out.
Yes.
Because we are
Pin your
able.
comment.
Yeah.
Because we are able.
Yeah.
Able to enable.
Yeah.
I'll also put that link to that song.
Yeah.
Able to enable the
Yeah. They want to be able.
All right. Until next time,
Yes.
God loves you and we care for you. God cares for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. See you in the next episode.
Yes.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Blessings and peace.